Thank you, Hasita, for the nice introduction. And I was, this is the first time I'm basically addressing the freshers. I did one for the entire batch that is not about civil engineering, that's about life. That was in 2018 or 2017, 2018, as far as I can remember. That was the first the time I addressed my students, but I was the level 1 coordinator for many years. So every year when the freshers comes, I used to be with them. But unfortunately or fortunately, now I'm no longer with the freshers, and I'm not really working with them. Not because of my busy schedules, but because of internal politics in the university. They wanted me. They wanted to keep me away from the freshers. Anyway, that's a different story. But I really thank Hasita for inviting me this occasion. And I again ask many times, Hasita, am I the correct person to address the freshers? Because, the university system is not same as what you see from outside. So I question many times, Hasita, am I the correct person? Am I the correct person? Then Hasita said, yes, I mean, you are the correct person. You need to address, and you need to start talking, and you need to tell the freshers that there's a department like civil engineering, and you can do a lot coming to the civil engineering department. Well, with that, I accepted the invitation, and I said, okay, I will do something. I will start. I really don't like to talk about myself and talk what I do in public, but because of Hasita's request, I said, yes, I will try to do something. So, and I join your discussion middle of Professor Chinta's presentation, and I was basically going through what she was talking about the department. Well, I mean, civil engineering is one of the best department in the university, the biggest, the largest department. And there was a era where civil engineers are running the university. I can remember when I was when I was joining the university as a lecturer. At that time, Dean Faculty of Engineering was civil. Then the Deputy Vice Chancellor, the Vice Chancellor, they are all from civil engineering department. That was lasted for many years, many decades, and finally, last year only. last small about 2 year gap was filled with a professor from mechanical engineering. Then again, after that, we took over, and we were basically running the university administration for a long time. So that itself proves that not the academic career, not what we develop as a department, but we are very capable with administration as well. I don't know whether we are capable of, but anyway, the university always wanted us to go and take the leadership. So we will keep the university story out, and I will try my best to do the justice for what Hasita wanted me to talk about. And right, okay, we will move to the sorry for the technical issue. We will. I hope Hasita, please make a shout whether you can see the screen.
Yes, we can see it.
Right, thank you. Right, so I'm supposed to talk about myself. Who's this Rangika, and what and how this particular civil engineering department helped me to come to this particular level. Hasib has given me a small introduction, and some are correct, some are wrong. So I have the responsibility of correcting some of the facts. Let me start with some of the basic facts about my academic and professional qualification. Well, I did my BSc. As I said, I joined the University of Moratuwa. I did my A-levels in 1998, and then I joined the University of Moratuwa. There was a big gap from the A-level day to the university entrance date, and I entered the university in year 2000. Then I graduated University of Moratuwa in year 2004. So I was a batch top, and always, as Professor Chinta stated, I mean, always whoever top the batch, they always try to leave the country and look for a developed country and a top class university. There are defined, well defined universities. They look for the top world class universities. But I had a vision, I had a mission in my life. I said, okay, if I'm to do a PhD, I should do that in Sri Lanka. That's I'm always love to be with challenges, because my life is always a challenge. I always set the mission, right? Set the vision and set the mission to achieve the vision. So that's my life all the time from my childhood. So I actually I didn't want to do a PhD. I wanted to go to the industry, but thanks to a few professors in the department, and they said they forced me to do my PhD. Even while I'm doing the PhD, I said, yeah, after the PhD I'm going back to the industry. But later I realized, going to the industry will not do the justice in Sri Lanka with a PhD. So I decided to stay in the university. So I did my BSc in University of Moratuwa. I did my PhD in University of Moratuwa. So I'm a 100% product developed by civil engineering department. So I deserve my rights to talk to you as a full product from civil engineering department. So I obtained my BSc, I obtained my PhD from civil engineering department, being topping the batch, and then I obtained my charter. Actually, that was my first objective as a civil engineer. I wanted to get my charter as soon as possible. So I did my charter at the earliest possible time. So I was working in industry. Even though I was appointed as a lecturer at the University of Moratuwa, I was engaging with a lot of projects with that particular environment was there in the department, and there were a lot of projects around me for me to go and practice civil engineering. So that was not there with many lecturers in the department. So I was so lucky to enjoy the university culture, the teaching, research. At the same time, I was engaging with institutional wise administration and project wise, as a civil engineer, as a chartered engineer, I was engaging with a lot of projects in the country. So that is about my professional qualification. Then about the professional experiences, as Hasiza said, yes, I'm a professor, and I was the youngest professor in the engineering for many years. I obtained my professor in 2016, and now it is 2021. So 5 years ago I became a professor. So I was the youngest professor at that time in engineering. Even currently I'm the youngest. I'm so proud to say that I'm the youngest in civil engineering in the country. So at the same time, I'm working as a visiting professor in a few universities worldwide, international or the world-class universities, top 100 universities in the world. Even now I'm working as a visiting professor in few universities. So being a graduate from University of Moratuwa, being obtaining my postgraduate qualification from University of Moratuwa, now I'm working in international universities. They never ask, where are you graduated, where are you did your PhD, but they always you are right. This guy is from Moratuwa University. The Moratuwa University should be a fantastic place. So yes, Moratuwa University is a fantastic place. So I was held and holding a lot of government and private positions in a lot of private and public organizations. As I was mentioning, I was the chairman of Sri Lanka Inventors Commission, not the chairman. I was the commissioner. I normally don't take any political appointments. That's my belief. So I should stand my voice to talk against any political party, any political creature in the country if they are doing injustice. So I reserve my rights all the time. So I never wanted to get any political appointments. But I was working, and I'm currently working as in Urban Resettlement Authority, and I was representing National Human Resource Development Council. I was representing Education Commission, National Institute of Education. So there are a lot of positions I held in my career, short career within government and private sector as well. And well, beyond everything, I was the president of FUTA. I was the youngest president of FUTA, Federation of University Teachers Association. That is actually the prime body, apex body of university academics. in the country. So I was heading that in 2016. I was the youngest president at FUTA, and I was the president of UMTA, University of Moratuwa Teachers Association, for 7 days. I was the long-lasting professor. I was the long-lasting professor, long-lasting president of University of Moratuwa Teachers Association. So that helped me a lot to develop my career, I should say that. And at the same time, I'm the owner of Metro Consultants Private Limited. 100% shares up with me, and we do a lot of consultancies around the world. Actually, we have a lot of projects here and there. And my students, my postgraduates, actually, especially the postgraduate, they earn through my business. I mean, this is not to earn money, but to get some money for my research students, because to have a big research pool, I will talk about my research pool later. So I need money, so I'm using my consultancy firm purely for them to earn extra money. About the publications, I have done more than 50 good quality journal publications and more than 100 conference publications. And normally the research, the position of a researcher was basically counted based on their citation. So if you talk about the citations, I'm in the first 20 within the university, and in the civil engineering, I'm the 5th in line. And H-index is another count to counter the research performance of any academic. And within the university, I'm in the first 10. And civil engineering, I'm the 4th in line. So that's about my publications, and I have done some books and book chapters along with. And as Hadil said, I'm the person who's having highest number of patents. I have 14 patents. Not me, actually. My research team has 14 patents, and out of them 5 already commercialized. So they are in the market at the moment. Awards. Well, I'm the only person in the university who got the presidential awards for both academic publications and invention. So I reserve that particular thing. And I'm the only person, or rather the first person, who got the CBCD Junior Category Award at University of Moratuwa. And I'm the only person in the University of Moratuwa who obtained the choice, the World Academy of Science Young Scientist Award from University of Moratuwa. And I'm the only and the first person in the country who obtained NSF Lifetime Award for Science. That was awarded in 2018. They first awarded that award in 2008. That was a big ha-ho. I might really deserve to get a lifetime award at the age of 40, but finally I managed to get it because I have done enough work to get, because there were no other one who can challenge me on that particular award. And Energy Globe Award, I'm the only person who is in the academia who got the Energy Globe Award. The TOEIC Award for academic leadership, and the most outstanding Sri Lankan. So you can see, starting my career as a civil engineer at University of Moratuwa and doing the PhD in the same department, I managed to get all these stuff. I mean, I have listed few. There are many other things which I can talk about myself. So, but if you really asked who's this person, who's this Rangika, I will put it this way. Not me. I mean, this is not me who's having a bath, and this is not me who's giving the bath actually. But this is what exactly I was doing throughout my life. If I elaborate a little bit, I'm always trying to get the problem and try to solve the problem in a natural way or a near natural way. When everybody was busy with the softwares, busy with the IT and ICT and artificial intelligence, I was flying freely. So that is the difference between me versus the other people, and maybe the success, short success story behind my life. So if I just elaborate a little bit on who am I was basically doing this. I don't know whether I'm very sure you can hear this. So there's a natural sound from this beautiful bird, and what I was doing, I was giving a tune to match the natural the noise coming from the nature. So as I said, I will always get the problem and try to solve it in a natural or a near natural way. So that is exactly I was doing throughout my life. So Hasida wanted me to explain some of the activities I'm doing at the university. I saw head of the department was listing a lot of laboratories, but I didn't see my lab was listed because it was basically created by myself, and the name is little odd, little different to the other universities, other labs in even in my university. It's called True Green Lab, and that was fully funded by myself, my personal money. The money I obtain for my awards, maybe the consultancy. So whenever I want, I buy my instruments on my own because I have a passion of doing research in this particular area. And the space was given by the university, so the ownership is the university. But I always can say it was created by me and my team. So I'm so proud to have a lab and functioning a lab in that scale. So some of the work I do, and sometimes some of the civil engineering department staff members or even the assistant student doesn't know about what exactly happening in the lab. My life was basically started with this Vespa-B. My whole research career basically started with the Vespa-B. You may wonder what I'm basically trying to talk. This Vespa-B, if you closely monitor what he is doing, he get the clay. Vespa-B is this Rankumbala. So he get the clay, he mix the clay with saliva and it's rich with water, and he make a thin wall for his next generation. Once that particular next generation is over, once they left the cage, that will again go back to the grave, the nature, and that will become soil. So that was the inspiration behind my first patent. And not only that, the bottom three houses. I mean, if someone asks what is the most comfortable the building you have ever visited, I could say that is Wattle and Durb, what you can see at the bottom. So if you have not really got this particular experience, you one day, you believe me, I mean, you go and experience these houses. Still these houses are available in rural areas. I mean, we say we are posh and we are rich, and we always take these concept out because we wanted to show that we are posh and we are rich. So that particular mentality have, I mean, badly taken these good practices which we had in the country, and thanks to these foolish politicians, we managed to lose our the real roots in our culture. But that's a sad story. So these are the inspiration I got in my life, and I did my first patent with this Vespa-B. And I didn't stop at that particular point. Not me, actually. My team didn't stop at this particular point. If you take this creature, this bird, I mean, civil engineering is amazing field, because you are very much close with the nature. You are very much close with natural stuff. I mean, if you want, I mean, when I was a civil engineering student, I always learned much than at the lecture by just observing stuff, by experience stuff. I learned a lot. So that particular knowledge, that particular experience I gathered as a civil engineer helped me to experience more and more from the nature that we call biomimicry. So if you take about this particular bird, I mean, his nest is much stronger than the Vespa-Bee's nest, because he gets the same clay, he gets the same clay with rich water content, but he mixed the clay with some fiber. You can see if you closely observe the guy, he made the next with the same set of material but adding some fiber. So this was another the next inspiration I had in my life. So I started studying of the natural fibers, natural polymers, and industrial waste, because I'm a person who loves to be with this linear economy than the circular economy than the linear economy. Linear economy, I mean, you go to the internet and you just type and see what is the difference between linear economy and the circular economy. Linear economy, you get the virgin material, you use it and you throw that out. But the circular economy, you get the virgin material and you are in a cycle. You will upcycle the waste, and you use it for many times. So that is my practice. That was my practice. So I always love to be with this upcycling and circular economy concept. So I was working with a lot of industry waste, and you can see there's a lot of list from Daul Kurundu, fine. I mean, we tried almost all the possible the materials. You can see some laboratory experiments, some field experiments, and finally we managed to obtain 6 patents out of all these techniques we develop at the University of Moratuwa at the True Green Lab. So that was not the end of the story. I was fed by. I'm not really coming from a rich family. I was fed by and taught by the poor of this country by paying their taxes. So I wanted to give this technology to the people who really deserve. Or rather, I owe to this particular country, so I wanted to anyhow pay my dues. So I started building houses for poor communities in the country, especially the war-affected communities in North and Northeast, because they were really at a bad time in after the war in 2009. So I was working with these people. I trained them, I transferred the technology, and we managed to build houses for these people. Not only, one can say these are all cheap construction techniques, cheap construction materials. No, sorry, that is not my intention. I wanted to make sustainable material, not the cheap material. You can see some luxurious structures in Colombo and suburb areas. We have built buildings with our technologies. So you can see the finish of these products. And if you are a civil engineer, your life will not be limited to civil engineering. So I am one good example for that. I always love to work with other disciplines. This is my research team to develop these technologies. You can see I have architects, I have green technologies. Even currently, I'm getting this year I got 14 undergraduate full-time students from Brunei University Agri Faculty. Every year I get students from Agri Faculty. They come to University of Moratuwa full-time. They're working with me. So that was a big asset I have. So I get a lot of opportunities working with them. These agri students who knows about the agriculture. I know about civil engineering. Architects, they know about the creativity. So once you combine all them together, once you make a group, 1 plus 1 is, I always say 1 plus 1 is in mathematics, it's 2, it's not 10. But if you can bring 2 people together, that is not really 2. It can be less than 2 sometimes. But if you make the couple in a proper way, it can be millions. That is what exactly I was doing at my lab, at the pre-programming lab. You can see the list of people who supported these inventions. So I obtained 5 patents for all these, mud related stuff. So that was not the end of the story. This is another beautiful story. This is another inspiration I had in my life. This is termite nest. I'm very sure you may have seen these termite nests, not in Colombo. You may have seen termites, but not the termite nest. But if you go to these the dry zone, you may have seen these big structures, especially those who are wildlife lovers. Those who love to go to Vilpattu, Yala, other wildlife parks. You may have seen big structures of termite nets. And these, believe me, these are the most comfortable, naturally air-conditioned structures made by animals. So this inspiration was helped me to develop another patent that is on the active or a hybrid air conditioning system. You can see the development of this, and we applied for the patent for this thing. So it's a natural air conditioning system. We are very much similar to the termite nest. You can see, if being a civil engineer, you can do wonders. You can work with many other people. When you can get the stuff, you can be the leader of the team, and you can do wonders. So I'm very sure you may have visited Sigiriya, and you may have seen this Sigiriya catapult called the mirror wall. Mirror wall, it's amazing structure. When King Kashyapa was working along the mirror wall, let's say the right hand side, you have the rock, and the rock was painted with this beautiful the Sigiri ladies, and he wanted to see the same the mirror image in the left hand side as well. So he created this particular wall, and he wanted to make it smooth as a mirror. So that's why we call Katapat Power the mirror wall. So even now you can see it is shining. So I was basically decoding this particular technology. I wanted to see how these things was done and what are the natural materials they have created. So we were working on this thing, and finally we managed to start working with alum sludge. This was a real waste in the industry. So we got the alum sludge, and we started working with natural resins and artificial resins, and finally we managed to create a wall putty very much similar to the Sigiriya mirror wall Sigiri Katapat powder. So you can see a small video on the creation we did with the mud. It is not the mud. It was a very it was a formation of mud, and finally the product is they are ready in the market. So that's about the wall finishing. So from the wall the building construction, I can recall what Professor Chinta was talking. Different divisions we have for different applications. So from the construction to the building finishes now. And we didn't stop at the wall finishing level, and we moved to the flooring. So you can see floor finishes made out of the clay and soil, and the top one is for the interior flooring arrangement, and the bottom one is for external, especially these paving arrangement. I mean, these days we are talking a lot on these paved areas and walkways, runaways. I mean, all these stuff. I don't know. I mean, if they really want to be nature friendly, they still have a solution with soil. So we have developed, and this has a lot of applications now in Sri Lanka. So still, if you want to do a walkaway for your political agendas, I mean, and be a nature friendly, we have a solution at University of Moratuwa, developed by University of Moratuwa. So inside you have a very passive flow with natural material, and also outside also, if you want, we have developed systems. All these things are heading for patents, and we obtain the patents. So this is about the structural modifications. You can see what we can do with civil engineering. I mean, we wanted to create structures without reinforcements, so with soil as well. So there were a lot of computer simulations, I mean, numerical simulations and coding. So it's not we can't simply use the existing softwares. We had to do the coding on our own, and we have done the analysis, and finally we created structures without reinforcement. We can create slabs now. That was again developed at ProGreen Lab at University of Moratuwa, and all these things, once again, it is not a single effort. We have a team working together, and team is diverse. So it's not the civil engineers. You can see only one civil engineer was there in the team. In this particular project, we have chemists, we have technologies, we have agro-technologies, we have architects. So once you combine all them together, we manage to create all these beautiful things. About timber, I'm not going to go into details from Karakram Bahu to very recent age. I mean, we are still working timber. But if you think about the timber treatment techniques today, you may see, I mean, 10-15 years with the best timber treatment techniques, still they will decay. They will be attacked by the termite and the mold. So we wanted to actually, this particular thing was triggered when I was running for a project in Kahavatta. So when I was going to Kahavatta, I was happened to going to this Saman Devale one day. So I saw they were renovating the Saman Devale roof. They have dumped, put the roof down, and they were repairing the roof. I saw a big chunk of timber lying on the floor, and I talked to the head boss there and asked, can I get a small piece of this particular timber, because I wanted to go and study that. Then he get a power saw and cut it, and you can see it's a 10-inch by 10-inch big timber piece, which is on your left hand side. So that triggered that. There was the inspiration from this particular timber, because this was lasted more than 700 years. So how this particular timber was lasted for 700 years, and I started decoding the history, and I wanted to get I was studying about the Tempita Viharas and the Ambalams in the country. So I was collecting the material. I was doing lab studies. I was going and searching what are the chemicals available there, microimaging, very sophisticated I mean, chemical extractions from Ravan to XRF to XRD to SEM. So a lot of support, not only in Moratuwa University. I was working with Slintech and ITI, because we were working as a team. So finally, we managed to develop a timber treatment technique. This is pending now. From the leaves, from tree leaf extraction, from that we managed to create a natural and a nano timber treatment technique, which is performing much better than the modern day timber treatment techniques, which is available in the country. So the team is really interesting. I was studying about the ancient structures. My good friend Raj, actually I talked to Raj Somadeva. he and I from the same school. So I was he's much more older than me, but I never knew that he's from my school. But we were working in the industry for a long time. So I said, I mean, I need to do this thing, and he said, okay, why not, Ragika? We will do that. So I got an archaeologist. You can see he's not a science person. He's from he's from art background, and we got the people from some Slintech, we got people from Java University, and we got some timber experts. And the most interesting fact behind this thing, the student who did the research is a designer. He's not an engineer, he's not a science person, but he is a timber designer. She is a timber designer from the same University of Moratuwa architecture faculty. So I handpicked the guy because she knows each and every bit about timber. She knows what you're expecting from a timber. So finally, the outcome was a really amazing technology, which is patent pending at the moment. And that is all above ground structures. We didn't stop at that particular. I always go and look for new technologies, new fields for me to study. I never wanted to stop at one particular point, because that's another beauty with a civil engineer's life. They will never stop at one point. They will go and do whatever. I mean, various things. They explore their life. They risk themselves and start searching new things. So this is another big project we started 2 years ago. We wanted to create marine structures for especially the coral restoration and planting corals. So we created structures 2 years ago, and we put them in Pulhena Beach with the support of NEPA, and there were a few people working with us from NARA and NEPA. So we were working as a team. In my small lab at Green. Once you come to the civil engineering department, you can see it's not a big lab actually. It's not with big instruments, but it's full of resources. That is natural resources. So this is how this is actually a few days after, not really a few months after installing them at the sea to see how these things are performed. Again, we get the waste. We upcycle the waste basically coming from the tile manufacturing industry. So it's a big waste, chunk of waste which doesn't have any application. So it's just basically going to landfill. So we get the material, and you can see not only the coral we planted, you can see there are some natural growth of corals. Planting a coral and growing a coral is a very complex process, but you can see this is the before deployment, and the after deployment. You can see there are some tiny corals which are on the surface, which we not planted them. They are naturally growing. So the system is working, and we are working for coral rubble restructuring and stabilizing the coral rubble in the sea zone now. So it's another big research area we recently started. Not recently, 2 years ago we started this, and it is up and running now. And it was a very successful project. It was started with a big risk because taking a PhD student on an area, and if it fails, it's a real big failure for everybody. So but we managed to work as a team, and now actually we are not above ground. We do the diving every month. We dive and see how the coral is growing, and we are working on a VR virtual reality. We are working with computer developments there. So it's a lot of activities, a lot of fun activities, and it's again not a simple team. We are working with a lot of people, and worldwide there are people working with this small green Green lab. This may be a news for my own department staff members, maybe even for Hasita as well. So not only that, there are a lot of international funded projects are happening with collaborating with a lot of other universities worldwide. These are only two examples to show that we are working internationally. We are working with other countries. So that is my success story. If you I was well aware who am I, because I told you I started my life with nowhere. I'm not really coming from a posh school. I'm not from a posh family, but I knew who am I and where am I. So I knew where should I head. So I had a mission in my life, whatever in my personal life or the professional life, or even my any research I do. I have a mission, and I always do a vision. I had a vision and I wanted to create a mission, and I created the mission not as a single person. I was leading. I'm not really administrating. I'm not a politician. I'm not an administrator. I'm a leader for my research team. I have more than 30 research students under my name, under my supervision. So it's a big research team. I think that will not be seconded to a big professor in a world-class university. So we are working as a team. So we know who we are, and we know our weaknesses. We know our talents. Each and every person. I'm a civil engineer. I don't want to get another civil engineer because I'm there. I get all the other disciplines. So it's a bunch of disciplines. So we can do multidisciplinary research. So each one of us, we know what we know and we know what we don't know. So we get together and do that. So if you know who you are, you can easily plan your life. You don't know who you are, and if you don't know what exactly you want to be, I'm sorry to say, you will fail. If you just follow the others, you will be one of them, but you will not be the person. If you want to create a brand, you should be yourself, and you should start reading yourself than reading the other people. So that is, I really don't want a single person who just come and lie in my classes, who doesn't want to be a civil engineer just because the others are doing. You come to civil engineering. I don't want that to happen. I mean, I don't want any one of you to come and come to civil engineering just because of the presentation I did. You have to read yourself, and you have to get your passion. You have to get the taste of civil engineering. You need to study yourself before you are studying what the rest of the world is talking. I mean, that is what exactly I was doing. So if you can study yourself, and if you can get the challenge, if you are a real talented guy who can get the challenge, well, the life is there. Whether you did the computer engineering or civil engineering or mechanical or material or whatever, irrespective of your field, you still have a life, and you can become a brand, because making your own brand is very complex. You can be always, I mean, you can earn millions and billions. You can get a big car. You can build a big house. You can be the richest person in the country. You can be the top. You can go to the topmost position in the country. Maybe the president of the country. Who knows? I mean, we don't have a president in the country at the moment, and we don't know who will be the president in another 5 years down the line or 2 years down the line. So that's a different story. You may get what I was telling. I mean, if you are really sensitive to what is happening in the country, that's a different story. But if you want to have your satisfaction ready, and if you want to be a real brand in the country, if you want to be the person, not a person, you need to find yourself. Well, I was talking as a very successful person, but behind me there were a lot of failures. I mean, you need to fail yourself. I mean, I have seen many students who fail, who fail to achieve their first target, maybe the deserved field, and they will depress. I said I was the level 1 coordinator for many years. I have seen many students who depressed. I never knew anything about depression in my life. I never depressed. I never want to believe that there's something called depression. That is all bullshit. I mean, no one will be able to depress myself. Because I believe myself, because my satisfaction is only with me. I don't keep that with anybody. So I never depress, but I fail in my life. More I fail, I will be a successful person. More the failures in my life, I mean, from my personal life to the professional life, there are a lot of failures, and more the challenge I get, I will be a very confident person, because that is known by my civil engineering department. I have seen there are a lot of senior people who challenge me. More the challenge, the next day I jump up and I act much stronger than who I was yesterday. So now there's a big, very. I mean, there's no resistance for me at the department, because they know that if the people challenge me, that will be a real disaster. So you ready to fail? Be ready to fail, but don't try to fail in the same manner next day. You fail today, make it a lesson, and achieve your next day. So that is what I have to say. So this is my success. I was talking about all my success. This is not my parents. This is not my grandparents. This is one family I built from Kilinochchi, or rather between Kilinochchi and Moratuwa. So I built a house for them. So this mile took me millions miles away. Who I was there in 2000, 2009, 2010. So they really prayed me, and that praying was really valuable, and I'm here today because of these people. So I managed to, this family haven't they don't have anyone in the world, because their kids were killed at the war, no relations, so they were all alone. So I managed to build them a house. So this is my only satisfaction, not the money, not the positions, not all the track records I had in my life. So be a person like me, not try to imitate me, but try to copy. I mean, if possible, you copy me, but don't try to be another Rangika. Be the person you want to be, and create a brand in the university, in the country. Thank you. Yeah, Hasita, over to you.
Yes, thank you very much, sir, for your very interesting presentation. And even actually, I learned a lot from that. And I still believe that I have taken right decision to invite you for this program.
Thank you, Hasita.
Thank you very much for taking your time. I know you are very busy, but still you managed to share your experience with us.
I'm not at all busy. I'm always free. My life is having a lot of free slots. No worries. Thank you, Hasita, once again for inviting me, and thank you everyone for being with me. I mean, you can if you have any question, I don't mind. Even, I mean, you can find me in social media, even Facebook or whatever. I mean, you can just if you have any question, any clarification with respect to your activities, for even future decisions, if you need any assistance, please contact me at any time. I'm not a busy guy. My life, I'm always I'm always free to be in university gym in Tuesday and Thursday, and I'm used to being being Vilpattu every month, spending 1 or 2 nights inside. So I have a lot of free time. So if anybody wants to get any clarification, anything, any help, any support, please feel free to contact me at any time. I don't want to give my personal contact numbers, but you can contact me anytime through the social media, and you can or even if you have any question, you can find my number, WhatsApp number, and you can type to me in WhatsApp, and I'm always willing to support you. Thanks.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.